Sportsline Podcast on the CHCH and Parrot TV platforms. Always appreciate you checking us out. I'm Bubba O'Neill. As we love to boast, Southern Ontario is a hub for outstanding born and bred athletes, coaches, executives, media members, and sporting events. Today, we dig deeper into the old sports saying, when a referee does a great job, no one notices them. In truth, especially at the professional level, no referees, no game. In the sport of basketball, imagine navigating through players that can range from 6 to 7 feet tall and have to make lightning-quick decisions after seeing a play just once. Knowledge of the rules, regulations, and executing them on the court comes through proper training, teaching, and the Fox 40 Academy Camp is a program to groom the youth and challenge veterans in a positive environment. To chat about Canada's longest-running basketball referee camp is Hamilton Board of Approved Basketball Officials Executive Mario Suffoletta, otherwise known as Motzi in these parts.
Bubba, it gets to the point now where when I meet people and I introduce myself, I catch myself saying, "Hi, I'm Motzi," and I feel like a 10-year-old. Then I have to tell them I'm Mario Suffoletta. But if they said they ran into Mario Suffoletta to any people involved with basketball, they wouldn't know who you were talking about. So you'd have to say Motzi.
There's no doubt about that, man.
So at 77 years of age, I'm still a Motzi.
and we're happy that you are still here. That's
and I am
sure.
too. I am too.
You know, Motzi, let's get into this. We've done this before. This camp has been running forever. It has done so much for locals here in this area. Canadians all abroad in terms of basketball officiating. But I got to ask you a real basic question to start with. Why be a basketball referee?
It comes from loving the game. I can remember when, just before I got started, they used to have the Hamilton Separate and Hamilton Public Championship games at McMaster University, all on the same day. So they had like 6 games. And I would go and watch. I'd sit in the stands watching the game and watching the referees. And I thought, how do I get out there? I'm obviously not going to get out there as a player. My height and my quickness, that led to that. So I thought, why not a referee? And I watched the referees. And one of the fellows that was officiating was Guy Cipriani. And I talked to him about officiating, and I got started officiating CYO basketball over at Blessed Sacrament on Tuesday nights back in the early 60s. And I used to do 4 games. You get 50 cents a game, make $2 a night. I thought, man, this is great. So I started doing that. And like everything else, I went to games too. I watched Mr. Cipriani work. And things that happened to me in the games where coaches were asking me questions about stuff I didn't know, I would ask Guy. And Guy would give me the answer. So next time the coach asked me that question, I would have the answer. Mm-hmm. And it's that pursuit. And then the one day a guy says to me, hey, look, September we start our meetings. Why don't you come to the meetings? And I said, well, I wasn't driving at the time. And I was kind of an introverted kid. I wasn't outgoing at all. So he picked me up, took me out to McMaster, where I met Bert Kerrigan, Kitch McPherson, Jim Lyle, all the greats that unfortunately are no longer with us. And I started doing that. And I would go with Guy a couple of times, and that started that, and boom, here I am 55 years later, still involved in the association. But it's that kind of involvement in basketball itself, because basketball, there's offshoots. There's management level stuff, there's assigning stuff, there's all kinds of stuff from the game itself. And it's mainly because I love the game.
It's funny that you say that in terms of the actual sport and what it brought to you. And it's interesting because it wasn't a full-time thing for you.
No, definitely not. No.
I mean, you're a Hamiltonian guy, worked at Stelco for how long?
40 years.
So you put in 40 years of your time. But it's interesting because you have this little side gig that still to this day you still maintain.
Well, part of my going to work every day. Like everything else, when you're a young kid, you finish school, you don't want to go to college, boom, you want to go to work. And back in those days, if you were at Stelco, DeFasco, Procter & Gamble, Harvester, you were set for life. Like, as an immigrant family coming to Canada, those were the places where you wanted to go to work because you got a decent wage. And Stelco, in the 40 years I was there, afforded me a comfortable living where I got to raise my family, and I have nothing but kudos for them. But there are times when you kind of get into a lull. So my involvement with the basketball, I got up in the morning and went to work because I knew once I got out at 4:30, I was going to go referee. I was going to go to Cathedral. I was going to go to Hill Park. I was going to go all over. The beginning, or the work, made me get to the ends,
right,
which was the happy part, the comfortable part, the looking forward to stuff. And that helped me all the way through. And then through that, like, Bubba, you could sit down and you think of all the people that you've met and the interaction and people that have play a part in your lives. When you're a young person, you don't realize how much a part of your life comes from those people, those intangibles. I met some very classy people, some people who devoted their lives to officiating, to making people better. Kitch McPherson, this man devoted his entire life. He would, when it first started, back when there was 3 or 4 high schools, Kitch started it along with Bob Wilmot and Bert Kerrigan. And at that time, the only group that was teaching refereeing was IABLE, which is an American affiliate. Okay. So Kitch would book holidays, his holidays, to go to wherever the yearly IABLE meeting was to get information and education to bring back to us. And he would do it out of his own pocket. And back then, too, like, people did things and they didn't expect to get paid for it. They did it for the love of it. And the same thing with Kitch and Bert and Bobby. Like, their extension into basketball and into you is amazing. And then as it grew, they grew. Because a lot of the people that'll come to the camp on Saturday and Sunday, the 22nd and 23rd of August, they'll come and they won't realize what it took to get there.
Right.
Who got us there? They won't know. They won't see them because, God rest their souls, they're not with us anymore. Mm-hmm. You know? But it didn't just happen.
No, of course not.
Somebody built it. And everything that they passed on to us, we're repeating it. And we're hopeful that the next generation will take it in the same light, in the same vein. That when they become officials, they should be proud of what they're doing. They should be proud of themselves, their professionalism, and their association.
It's amazing you talk about the relationships, because I'm sure you build relationships with your fellow brethren in terms of the referees that you get to know, as you talked about, the schedulers. There's so many different parts and, tentacles to the part of the art of officiating. Also the players, I'm sure you grow a relationship with so many players throughout the years. I'm sure some of those people are still your best friends to this day. But you talk about the pay it forward, which Kitch McPherson started. And that person now is Ron Foxcroft.
Without a doubt.
And, a lot of people know Ron Foxcroft. Some people just know him for the whistles. Some people know him for fluke transport. And you know him for all those reasons. But your closest association with him is this ball.
Yes.
Is this ball right now.
Yes.
When you before we talk about why he's taken this camp and put his name to it, when you think about Ron Foxcroft and officiating, what do you think about?
What I think about is, as a person, as an official, and I'm sure all other officials, when you do something, you want to do the highest and achieve the highest at it that you can. And that's Ron Foxcroft. Like, everything that I would have loved to have done, Ron's done it. And a lot of people that don't know him that well don't realize that. Like his involvement in the game of basketball is from the very bottom right to the very top. But you know what? He's at the very top, but he always remembers where he started and how he started and how he was taught and the people that were there to teach him. Like that, to me, and he as a person, we go to the Tiger Cat football games. I sit in row 11. He sits in row 12. He doesn't have a single moment to himself.
Of course.
There is always somebody there shaking his hand, talking to him. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of mentorship that he has given to the city. Mm-hmm. And you know what? He's always puts his hand out. He's always available. He's always very courteous. And what he puts into the camp, it's unbelievable. He always remembers where he came from. Always.
What made him a good ref?
Kitch McPherson. Things that Ron achieved. Like even after Ron did the Olympic gold medal game, Kitch called him. And Ron called Kitch because they always talk after. Mm-hmm. And Kitch says, "You were awful. You should have been doing this, should have been doing that." And Ron takes that to heart because Kitch was Ron's mentor. Kitch was like a father to Ron. And Ron took that from him, and he has spread that through the Fox 40 Academy into the Hamilton Referees Association. And he does this every year. It started out that we did it he did it for the first 3 or 4 years, and it was a very high-end camp. And he had commissioners from all over the states. Because in the States, when they put out a schedule, okay, the actual school sends that schedule to who they want to referee their games. And those people pick, and then then the commissioners pick. So you are brought through a very strict regiment, and Ron would have this camp, and so that the Canadian officials could come and these people could see them. And some of them got hired by the different commissions. And then about the 5th year, it kind of waned a little bit, and Ron was going to put it aside. And I said to him, "Ron, look, let's not worry about the high end. Why don't we do it just for our local board? It'll give us a chance to get new officials. It'll give the people involved on the executive a chance to see new officials, and a kind of a prelude to our season, which starts in September." So Ron says, "Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that." So here we are. We've been doing this for almost 34 years now.
Unbelievable.
And it's strictly, it's not a, it's an invitational thing. Nobody's denied. Anybody can come. So you come, it's a 2-day affair, and we have them officiate. We don't do as much classroom sessions because, like everything else, when you go to a camp or go to something, it's like back in high school when you had gym class and the teacher had the ball, but he was explaining the rules. You say, "Just give me the ball. Let me." So we get them right on the floor, blowing the whistles, and talk basketball. And it also gives our own people a chance to come and kind of get their skills started. And they also come to help out the new people. They'll talk to them on the sidelines. We have on the sidelines, we'll have basketball courts, the tablets, and they can go through positioning and stuff. Like as soon as they go out, they're going to be a little attentive, but sure. We want them to understand what it entails. Okay? Like everything else, when you showed the clip at the start, we can sit here and look and go, "Well, geez, that was that. He missed that." Mm-hmm. The easiest place is right here, baby.
No doubt.
When you go to a game and you're in the stands, you are the best referee out there.
Everyone's an armchair quarterback, right?
But the stuff that Ron has put back into the association, it's unbelievable.
Well, we need people like him and yourself. And I love that we've throughout this entire conversation so far, the thread has been giving back and mentorship. And it's great to see that young officials,
Yes.
who will carry the torch at some point, have a place to learn and take some of the experiences you guys have had, whether it be at all levels. And look at Ron still to this day, sitting in, how many times have I heard from somebody and said, I was watching the Raptors game and I turned around and I thought I saw Foxy at the set. Yes, he's still evaluating and giving, and the referees, a liaison, I think Steve calls it, with Secaucus, New Jersey, and getting calls correct. So he's still involved, still right there with the sport. And here you are as well too, sapping up all of that information and able to spread it to many kids today. So when the kids come, I mean, maybe an opportunity for you to tell the, our people that are watching right now that might be really interested, what's that day? What's that 2 days going to be all about?
Well, it starts off. They come, they register.
Okay.
They'll get a.
Sorry, just a date here, just a date and place.
August the 22nd.
Okay.
And the 23rd at Mohawk College.
Okay.
We moved it from a weekday to the weekend now, and so far we have 62 signed up.
Wow.
48 of them are brand new officials.
Wow.
Brand new. So I got a big smile on my face because I look forward to this because it's like a kid in a candy shop. You don't know what you're going to find. Mm-hmm. It's like we have a youngster, I call them youngsters, but they're men, named Christopher Bucella, who came to that camp. And you saw him work, and the little light went off. Like, that the kid's got something, and you work with it, and then he takes it wherever he wants to take it. Mm-hmm. He gets involved.
Sorry, Lance, I got to interrupt you. Sorry. What do you, I'm glad you said that the light went off. What is it that you see that you're like, because you're right. I see that with TV, young people and TV. What is it that you saw that you're like, what intangibles that you saw?
The intangible is composure. Mm-hmm. Athletic ability, presence, and not taking a step back, but taking a step forward.
Right.
And you go and you talk to them, and then they go out, and whatever you told them, they're actually doing it. They're actually doing it. It's like everything else. We all love doing something, but some people are better at it. But that doesn't stop you from still doing what you love. Mm-hmm. So you'll find your own niche. But young Christopher, with what he had, and I spoke to Ron about him, and Ron talked to him, sent him to the Naismith Hall of Fame basketball camp, officials camp.
Whoa.
He's gone to several NBA camps now. He's gone and worked out for the Big Ten Conference. He should be a FIBA carded official, but you know what the problem is? He's not old enough. He's only 24.
Wow. The future is bright.
He's only 24.
Bright. It's amazing.
And when he started, he was at Westmount High School.
Oh.
So he was a high school kid. So I couldn't send him to do high school games in Hamilton because he also had played at Westmount.
Sure.
So I sent him out to Burlington. He couldn't drive. His mom drove him to all the games. So he was refereeing high school games in Burlington. He had it. The gleam in your eye. This kid's got it. And he is going to wind up, in my opinion, as a FIBA carded official or even in the NBA.
That's exciting.
He's that good.
That's exciting.
And I've gotten him to know him over the years and his family and stuff. Every time he achieves something, it's like the gleam in your eye, like for your own kid, like your own son or daughter does something that makes you very proud. I'm very, very proud of this kid. I'm proud of him because we saw something, we worked with him, we nurtured him, and he's taken it to his own level. But he's still the same kid. Those are the kind of things, Bubba, those aren't feathers in your cap. They're just stuff that you personally make you feel good as a person. It's a family thing.
Local Hamilton kid, gotta love it. Gotta love it.
And there's so much in Hamilton that people don't realize, officiating-wise. We have 3 people in the Canadian Basketball Hall of Fame from Hamilton. Kitch McPherson, Ron Foxcroft, and Dr. Janice Deacon, who just got inducted this year. All 3 from the Hamilton Referees Association. 3 in the Hall of Fame. The fellow I was talking about earlier, Guy Cipriani, he did 12 national finals. 12. Like, you don't get to do 12 national finals from, some guy picking you because he likes you. Yeah. His ability. And what he got from Kitch. And he taught Ron stuff. And then Ron's son Steve was involved in that mix. It's a family-orientated thing, and everybody wants everybody to do well. There's no ego. There's no professional animosity or anything. It's a family thing. And we have 4 guest speakers at the camp.
Nice.
We have Bob Wynn, longtime coach in Ancaster. We have Mark Walton, longtime coach at Cathedral and Guelph. We have Jamie Gerlametto.
Okay.
And we have Isabel Ormond, head coach at
Mac.
And you know what the common theme all 3 is? They're all Hamilton people. And they've achieved things that other people would like to achieve. But they're going to let the kids know. And not just kids. There's middle-aged people that are in there coming to the camp too for the first time, which is great. They're going to let them know how they got to where they got to. Like when they were youngsters, they didn't think, hey, this is what I want to do. But how this game here with this round ball, taking them through all the steps. And they'll tell you the same thing. The people they've met through it, their relationships. It's fantastic.
That's amazing that you've been able to put together a camp like this, have it be as successful as it's been. You just named off some, as you said, Hall of Fame people that have been involved, that are all continue to have relationships with each other and relationships with the sport as well too. And I think this is great, first of all, because it's to women, it's to men, it's to boys, it's to girls. It costs $25. You're getting this kind of outstanding instruction, relativity from people like yourself.
Yes.
Which you can learn. I think it's amazing. And like, I loved when I read your press release, bring your shoes, shorts, t-shirts, pen and a pad of paper for notes. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Experience not necessary.
Exactly.
$25. And that is through the help of your Hamilton board of approved basketball officials and
Yes.
Ron Foxcroft straight up.
Yes.
Right? And I think that's just fabulous.
Yeah. We talked about the how things changed and the progress. Well, now our Hamilton executive now is the next group that are going to lead this. Vern Bovell is our president, and they're the next group. It's their turn now. And they are providing, with the Fox 40 Academy and Mohawk College, okay? The Hamilton Board is providing us with knowledge. There are people that work at the CIS level that will be there to help out. It isn't a case where I'll send you an email, say, hey, you have to. I just send the email out, and they'll turn around and they'll send, hey, I'm going to be available. I'll be at the camp to help out. Great. So they're all going to be, they're giving of their time to pass it on for the next group. And through the executive, the new executive, and also through Mohawk College with tremendous facilities. And Ashley, who works up there, has just been terrific.
Well, with all due respect to the high schools that you're at, you've taken it to the next level.
Yes.
With all due respect.
Yes. And so they have 3 courts. So the first 2 courts are the newbies, and then we're also running a 3-person higher level camp in gym number 3, and they'll be on their own schedule. And they have the 2 gentlemen there, Ray Samuels and Paul Johnson, who are national evaluators, not provincial, national evaluators, who will be there running that part of the camp. And so what they done is the executive, through Vern, has picked out people that they think would benefit from it, and also people that are doing 3-person who would benefit even more from it. Because it's like everything else. Just because you do one game doesn't mean, okay, I'm here, what's next? You learn every time. As a basketball referee, every time you go out, it doesn't matter what kind of game you do, you should learn something. Something should happen that tweaks your mind to say, hey, what if this had happened? What would the call have been? That's what the game's all about. You don't know it all. You'll never know it all. But the more involved you are in it, the more it tweaks your mind. It keeps your interest. So through all of those 3 facets, plus the clubs who are providing the players, because the players got to come in and play, or they don't have anybody to referee. So they're more than helpful to help out. And also at lunchtime, we'll provide lunch for the campers also for that $25. And the only reason that we put a $25 tab on it was the fact that it's easy to sign up, and when the day comes, the heck of it, I won't go. A little more impetus.
A little accountability.
On accountability to get there. Yeah. And also, if you stay with it and join in September, when you pay your dues, that $25 will go towards your dues.
For your Hamilton board.
For your Hamilton board dues.
Wow.
So everything's a win-win situation.
I don't know what to say. You guys have got this down to a fine art. Folks, if you are interested in it all, and like I said, no officials, no game. It just doesn't, you need officials. You need referees. And I'm not just talking about basketball. I'm saying it for all sports. And for our city to have people like yourself put together and give your time, you're not getting paid for this, but it's a lifelong passion of yours because you want to see your experiences passed on to the up-and-coming young women, young men, and like you said, even some of the mature men and women that are joining this because they find it as a love, I think is just brilliant. And congratulations to you, Mr. Foxcroft, all the people that are associated with this. I think it's fantastic. There you see all the information on the board, folks. It starts Saturday, August the 22nd, runs through to Sunday the 23rd. Show up, wake up early, get in there and register at 8:15 in the morning. Look at these scrimmages and sessions. You will learn from the best in the business. And I'm not just talking about in our local area. I'm talking about the country, folks. I can speak for that. I know these people. And you've heard from Motzi here talking about some of the experiences. So Motzi, I hope your numbers are outstanding already. I hope it continues to build. We're always here to help you promote and let people know about what's going on. So thank you for all you do.
And Bubba, if I can, I'd like to, on behalf of the Fox 40 Academy, the Hamilton Referees Association, thank you very much for giving us the exposure and the time here on CHCH. Thank you very much.
Anytime, Motzi. Thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
All right, my man. That's your Sportsline podcast for the day. And if you've just seen it, heard, we love talking sports. We love talking with people that love giving back. And if you do know of an athlete, team, or event to promote, the Sportsline podcast, we want to hear from you. Please hit that thumbs up, like, and subscribe button. If you have something to say, please comment. For the wonderful people that make the Sportsline podcast possible, thank you so very much. And we'll see you soon.